Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're not just going to talk about probability, we're actually going to build a practical mental toolkit, one that'll help you make sense of the world of chance all around you. So let's open it up and see what's inside.
So think of our toolkit as having three main trays. First up, we're going to stock it with the basic rules, the real grammar of probability. Then we'll add in some visual blueprints to help us see what's going on. And finally, we're going to get our hands on the power tools for counting.
You hear it all the time, right? Hey, what are the odds of that? Well, that's exactly what this is all about. We're going to pull back the curtain and look at the actual math behind that question. We're turning that kind of vague idea into something you can actually calculate. Okay, first things first, the absolute fundamentals. I like to think of these rules as the grammar you need to speak the language of probability. Seriously, once you get these down, everything else just starts to click into place. So, the very first tool we're putting in our kit is the addition rule. Now, it looks a little mathy, but its job is super simple. It's built to answer one of the most common questions out there. What's the chance of this thing or that thing happening? Yeah, if you strip away the letters and symbols, that's all it's asking. What's the probability of A or B? And the rule tells us, okay, add their individual chances together. But, and this is the really important part, you have to subtract the chance that they both happen at the same time. Why? Because otherwise, you'd be counting that overlap twice.
But what happens when two events can't happen at the same time? I mean, you can't flip a coin and have it land on both heads and tails, right? Well, we call those mutually exclusive events. And in that case, the overlap, the chance of them both happening, is zero. So our formula gets way simpler. You just add the two probabilities together.
Okay, this next tool, honestly, it might be my favorite. It's like a secret weapon, a total game changer. It's the complementary rule. Sometimes trying to calculate the chance of something happening is just a huge pain, but it's super easy to figure out the chance of it not happening. This rule is the magic trick that lets you do that. You just calculate the not part and subtract it from 1. Boom, you've got your answer. It can save you so much time.
All right, so we've handled or questions. Now for the and questions. What's the chance of this thing happening and then this other thing happening too? For that, we grab the product rule from our toolkit. And for a special kind of event, we'll get to that in a sec, it's incredibly simple. You just multiply their probabilities together. Okay, but here's the catch. This is a big one. That simple multiplication only works if the events are independent. That just means the outcome of the first event doesn't mess with the outcome of the second one. Think about flipping a coin twice. The first flip has zero effect on the second. But what if they're dependent, like drawing 2 cards from a deck without putting the first one back? See, the first draw completely changes the odds for the second draw. So you've always got to ask yourself, does the first event change the game for the second? All right, tray 1 is stocked with our rules. Now let's pull out the second tray, our visual blueprints. Look, sometimes the formulas are great, but you just need to see the problem. These are the diagrams that help us map everything out, organize our thoughts, and, honestly, help us avoid making silly mistakes. First up, you know this one, the classic Venn diagram. It's so simple, but so powerful. It shows you exactly how different groups relate to each other. You've got your circles for each event, and that little overlapping bit in the middle, that's the key. That's the intersection, the stuff that belongs to both groups. It's the perfect picture for that addition rule we were just looking at. Next, in our visual toolkit, we have tree diagrams. And these are your absolute best friend whenever you're dealing with a sequence of events. When one thing happens and then another thing happens. Each set of branches is like a step in the journey. And the diagram maps out every single possible path you could take. And building one is actually super logical. You just start with your first event and you draw a branch for every possible outcome, writing the probability right there on the line. Then, from the end of each of those branches, you just do it again for the second event. And the best part, to find the probability of one specific final outcome, you just multiply the numbers all the way down that path. Okay, our last visual tool is the two-way contingency table. This thing is perfect when you've got a bunch of data and you're looking at 2 different things at once. It's really just a simple grid, but it lets you organize all the numbers so you can see the relationship between the 2 variables at a single glance. It's a fantastic way to check if 2 events are actually independent or not. All right, it's time for the final tray in our toolkit. And these are the power tools. These are the shortcuts. Because when you're dealing with a massive number of possibilities, the last thing you want to do is sit there and try to list them all out. No way. These tools do all the heavy lifting for you.
And it all kicks off with something called the fundamental counting principle. It sounds fancy, but the idea is so simple. If you have a certain number of options for one choice and another number of options for a second choice, you just multiply them together. That's it. That tells you the total number of combinations possible.
Like, think about your closet. You don't need to lay out every single shirt and pants combo to see how many outfits you have. If you've got 3 shirts and 4 pairs of pants, well, you just multiply them. 3 times 4 is 12. You have 12 possible outfits. It really is that simple.
So that's great for combining different types of things. But what if you have just one group of items and you want to know how many different ways you can line them up or arrange them? For that, we have a special tool called a factorial. All you do is take the number of items you have and multiply it by every whole number all the way down to 1. And this quote, this really brings everything together. It's the key that connects our visual tools, like the tree diagram, with our rules, like the product rule. It says the chance of any one path happening is just the product of all the little probabilities along the way. It's the logic that makes the whole system work.
So there you have it. Let's take one last look at our fully stocked toolkit. We've got our essential rules for handling or, not, and and. We've got our visuals to help us map everything out. And we've got our counters, the power tools for tackling those huge numbers without breaking a sweat.
So now you have the basic toolkit. You're officially equipped to look at the world in a whole new way, to actually see the math hiding behind chance. So my question to you is, what are you going to calculate first? The odds of hitting every green light on your way to work? The chance it rains on your vacation? The world is full of uncertainties. Now you've got the tools to figure them out.